My name is Aubrey Lynch and my pronouns are he, him, friend. I'm African American with short black curly hair, a low black beard, and I'm wearing a navy blue button-down shirt and navy blue knit tie. I'm standing in front of a white background speaking into a black microphone. I serve as the Dean of Students for the American Ballet Theater Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis School. I'm also the director of ABT RISE, an initiative that stands for Representation, Immersion, Sustainability, and Excellence. Through ABT RISE, we cultivate a community where every artist, student, and patron can fully engage, contribute, and truly belong. This year's Access Becomes Art World Ballet Day 2025, centered on accessibility, is especially meaningful to me. My colleagues and I are delighted to share a video featuring some of our finest dancers rehearsing an excerpt from a beloved ballet. It's enhanced with audio descriptions for individuals who are blind or have low vision. In this rehearsal of the pas de deux from Bayadère's The Kingdom of the Shades, our principal dancers Hiso, Chloe Misseldine, Juan An, and Zajic Hernández bring their artistry and technique to life. It is our hope that through the vivid narration provided by our audio describers, more people will be able to experience and enjoy the dedication and brilliance of their work. Enjoy.
ABT RISE presents American Ballet Theater's audio-described video contribution for World Ballet Day. La Bayadère is a full-length ballet set in a mystical ancient India. The story centers on the doomed love triangle between Nikia, a temple dancer, or Bayadère, the warrior Solor, who is in love with her, and Gamzati, the Raja's daughter, to whom Solor is betrothed. In a fit of jealousy, Gamzati has a basket of flowers given to Nikia. The flowers conceal a deadly asp, which bites Nikia and kills her. The story culminates in Solor and Gamzati's wedding, which is dramatically disrupted by the vengeful gods. The ballet ends with Nikia and Solor's souls being reunited in eternal love. The most well-known passage of La Bayadère is The Kingdom of the Shades, which features a series of ghostly, white-clad bayadères representing hallucinatory images of Nikia descending from the heavens. This section of the ballet, danced by the corps de ballet, is considered a masterpiece of pure classical precision. Further into this scene, Solor visits the Kingdom of the Shades in a dream, where he encounters the spirit of Nikia. Solor's movements demonstrate a desire to reconnect with her, but as a ghostly being, she is elusive and unable to fully engage with him emotionally, as she did in life. It is this scene that is presented here. This video was filmed at an ABT studio in New York City with windows onto the dim cityscape. The video footage captures two pairs of dancers performing the same roles and choreography, switching and edited seamlessly together. The first couple presented are Hernández in the role of Solor the warrior and Hiso in the role of Nikia, his recently deceased beloved. At timestamp 5:36, the footage switches to Juan An as Solor and Chloe Misseldine as Nikia. At timestamp 7:03, the footage returns to Hernández and Hiso. At timestamp 7:47, the footage returns to Juan and Chloe and continues to the end. All dancers are dressed in rehearsal clothes, with he and Chloe wearing practice tutus and point shoes. This audio description was written by Krishna Washburn, Sara Zajic, Judith Traum, and Alyson Osborn, and is voiced by Sara Zajic. Video editing by Aubrey Lynch. The video opens with a black screen and in white lettering, Pas de deux for the Kingdom of the Shades. Choreography by Natalia Makarova after Marius Petipa. Music by Ludwig Minkus. Hernández stands with his arm outstretched towards the heavens. His hand drifts down across his face as he sinks to his knee, entering the dreamlike space of the Kingdom of the Shades. From the other side of the room, Hiso gazes downwards at her hand. Her arm slowly lifts and her gaze follows it. An unseen force pulls her, first slowly, then faster. She leaps and lands behind Isak, her hand touching his shoulder. She rises up on her point shoe, her leg extended behind her in an arabesque. She lifts her hand from his shoulder. He rises and turns towards her, but she has already rotated away from him. She turns towards him and he catches her by the waist. She extends her leg forward in high développé, and he supports her as she leans back. She is propelled forward, trance-like. He follows her, reaching out. They pause. She steps away, but he catches up. They stop. They move in sync, reaching forward. She pivots, her body turning towards him, but her blank gaze looking past. He takes her hand and holds it aloft as she soars up and over in a high glissade leap. She lifts her leg up in a high side développé. He turns her in promenade. They fade out, replaced by Chloe Misseldine and Juan. They complete the promenade. She pulls her leg into a passe and unfolds into an arabesque. He steps forward, his arm held out, her hand on his. She snatches her hand away and lowers, her knee bending in a penché. He circles around her, catching her hand as she turns to continue and repeat her original path forward. They repeat the sequence, leap, extend, promenade. This time he does not step away. He winds her closer in a turn and lunges forward, bringing her hand on his shoulder, staying by her side. She lowers her leg, turning away from him, and flees to the other side of the space. He turns and watches her from a distance. She does a series of 4 leaps, each one higher and more explosive than the last. She flies past him, but he closes the space between them, clutching her by the waist. She spins in pirouette. Her arms bloom overhead, and she lifts her leg in high développé and prepares to turn again. She spins and again 5 times. Pausing, she extends into an attitude. As she lowers her leg, she continues on her path. He tries to catch her arm, but she evades him, fluttering away, gaze distant. She bows in reverence as he lifts his arms, inviting her to dance. She floats further in bourrée, spinning around towards him, her eyes lifted. He folds forward, bowing to her, his hands pressed to his heart. He extends his arm to her. Both facing forward, her hand falls into his. On point, she lifts her leg in a high développé, almost to her ear. They raise their joined hands. He turns under their bridged arms and places her hand on his shoulder as she extends an arabesque. She steps away again in reverence, and the image shifts back to he and Isaac. They repeat the sequence of contrition as Isaac stares longingly at her, his hands pressed to his heart as he steps forward to take her hand. She almost looks at him as she lowers her hand into his. Side by side, she unfolds her leg up, and he lifts their joined hands. He steps under and places her hand once again on his shoulder, this time pivoting them. Dreamily, they both reach for the distance, but momentum pulls her away from him. She turns in a tour jeté leap, lowering in a deep fourth and leaning back, her heart open to the sky. He almost smiles, hopeful and yearning, off to the distance, then turns to her as she repeats her leap in cambre back. He reaches out, and as if pulled by his hand, moves closer. Facing him, she floats away. We fade back to Chloe and Juan. She bourrées back, her arms pulsing and her chin lifting, tilting her eyes to the heavens. Cut to black, white font, American Ballet Theater.